Ayo, Nazztravagant, it's time to give him the game.
Ooh, wee! Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is. Don't act like y'all don't know the name. It's Nazz Travagant, and I'm about to give y'all the game. Yes, sir. Finally, that time has come. The moment we've all been waiting for. My podcast. The very, very first episode to Giving Them the Game. And it's entitled, How to Find Yourself. How to find yourself in this music industry, man, in this music world. Well, first of all, let me talk about this. Because I know there's already going to be a lot of hype and talk about me and why this fool or why this dude, why he think he could give him the game. What did he do? Who is he? Well, let me start off by telling y'all who I am real quick. You know what I mean? For those of y'all who already know me, y'all gotta help me with this and, explain to certain people that are watching this around y'all and let them know who I am. Let them know what I've done. You know what I mean? Through the course of my career. You know what I mean? My independent career, all the moves I made. Cause I'm not nothing without the people. So y'all gotta help me out and, let the people around y'all know who Nazztravagant is. And I'm gonna let some of the newer viewers, know who I am briefly. Cause I can't spread my whole life all in this one podcast. I need to dedicate this to the concept and to the people that I'm actually doing this podcast for. You know what I mean? Like for all the musicians, the producers, the artists, the management people, the people who want to be CEOs, like anything you want to be in this music industry, this podcast is about to help you out, like I guarantee it. But I'm Nazztravagant, you know what I mean? I come from Boston, Massachusetts, Boston, yes sir. Home of the Red Sox, home of the Patriots, you know what I mean? And I've basically been a musician for, quite some time now, over maybe possibly even shooting for 2 decades now. I've been fortunate enough to rock and roll in this music world independent, and create a little lane for myself so that I could stay doing it. I've been doing it. I'm actually 35 right now, you know what I mean? And I've been doing this since a teenager, putting it down, throwing my own events, putting on artists, blowing myself up, marketing myself, making myself look bigger than what I really was. Just putting people on, man. I did a lot. I was on tour. I did a whole bunch of stuff, you know what I mean? And went to MI college late in my life, like around 30 years old, for music business. Graduated with a 3.7 GPA. Years before that, when I was in Massachusetts, I had this movement called Danger Tunes Entertainment. And and in 1 year, just in 2011, we sold over 200,000 records, including albums, singles, not even to include the merchandise that was getting sold. Y'all seen it. I had a Danger Tunes van that I had my little brother paint up, and we was flooding the block around the whole city, just making noise. In Boston, Massachusetts, there's a famous area called Boylston Street, and 1 year in 2011, I just took it to another level, and I set up basically a music store, right on Boylston Street, and was rocking and rolling, and everybody in my comp was making money and getting their name out there. And even part of just that movement alone, there's years before that, but I just remember that portion of my life grinding with my team and creating a movement and letting people know who we are. And we made money. We made a lot of money. We made sales. We have power behind that because there's life behind all the grinding that we've done. But as we go along in Giving Them the Game, I'll explain more and more who I am. You're gonna hear a lot of different concepts. There's 12 concepts that I'm rocking with, but in every episode, I'll probably get into every little concept, but I'll basically broaden that category or that concept in another episode if it's something that you like, that I'm talking about. Because I'm gonna move briefly. I gotta try to stick to this subject, but let me get on it. How to find yourself. I got some notes down. I've been getting with a lot of my people, you know what I mean, and picking their brain or whatnot for this podcast, getting their little intakes on some of my concepts that I came up with. And basically I have a whole bunch of stuff that I've been bulleting and jotting down for almost a year now. You know what I mean? To try to get ready for this moment of truth. Because the science behind this whole podcast too is like this. I'm not gonna gloat and say that, you know, I've had a record deal. I've done a lot of things in this music business, on the back end, on the front end, independently. But throughout my years, I was one of those guys who stayed innovative, who stayed rocking and rolling with the time. And I wanted to I want to share this knowledge with you guys because it's useful information. A lot of people in this music world have not seen the things I've seen or done the things I've done or been around the people I've been around or the places. So like, it's basically looking at it through another set of eyes, because we're always glorifying the guys who made it all the way to the top. What about the guys that were getting it independent and created a lane for themselves and didn't give up and are living off the music? A lot of people are not educated in this music business. You'll be really surprised. There's people just dropping music and not getting paid for it, not understanding the simple things that go behind it, or even the hard things that go behind it, like the legal and the business. That's why it's called music business. There's the music side, and then there's the business side. A lot of you people spend a lot of your time developing yourselves as the musician. You know what I mean? And you forget to put some time into that business side of yourself to operate that side. You know what I mean? And that's the whole thing about trying to find yourself, how to find yourself. You got to dig deep when you're trying to find yourself, because when you're just dropping music without a care, like you're just dropping music, okay, whatever, you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, however you do it, you're just doing it. But are you making money on it? Are you making money off of it? Are you setting yourself up for the future? Are you staying locked in one area that it's not building for you? You know what I mean? Like, you guys have to really find yourself. And part of finding yourself, let's start with this one first. I like to talk about this a lot to a lot of my people. The territory that you're from and the culture that you come from. Because part of being you in this whole music business is where you come from. Like, for instance, I come from Boston, Massachusetts. So I already got that East Coast flavor in me. A lot of people come from New York or Atlanta or LA. If they're from LA, you hear a lot of bro, like you hear that West Coast. You know what I mean? If you're from the East Coast, you got that more raw in you. If you're from down south, you got that down. Y'all already know, because it's the different artists that you hear, but they find themselves, like all the guys that you look up to or you're inspired by, they've somehow, some way found themselves. Or they've gotten with somebody that's helped them find themselves, and that's part of how to find yourself. Let's go back to the territory and the culture. Wherever you're from, that's where you gotta start at. You gotta start with where you're from. Like, if you wanna be a rapper or a singer or a producer or a manager, it's all about the culture. You have to study the culture. Let's say if you're a manager and you're trying to manage an artist from the East Coast. You don't just get with an artist from the East Coast and just start managing them without understanding the person and where he comes from. Because part of managing a good artist is understanding that artist so that you can be able to speak for him, navigate him, handle his day-to-day, and make it easy for that artist based upon their lifestyle and where they come from. Or let's say you're an artist and you simply are trying to enter this game. Let's say you got the skill of making music. Like, you know how to make music, you nice. You got your producer, he know you're in there banging out tracks or whatnot, but you don't know, you want to get your foot out there, you want to do shows, you want to get paid a little bit off of these mechanical royalties, but you don't know. That's finding yourself. Finding yourself is finding your team, your operation. You know what I mean? I know a lot of this talk is probably gonna go over some of y'all heads, and that's the whole point. I want y'all to tap in too. Y'all can talk shit at the bottom of the comments, or y'all could ask questions, or y'all can try to get at me on Instagram, and I'm gonna holler back at y'all, because this is about education. You know what I mean? Like I said, going back to me, I found a way to win and live off of the music and do it fire, independent, with no record labels. And I can assure you this. I can I can prove this to you guys that people in my label throughout the years we've always been competing with this music industry at a 30% range. Like my people, like me and my artists, were always doing better or competing with at least 30% of this industry in that lane. Because like I said, a lot of y'all glorify the guys on top, the 10 artists on the radio, the 10 artists performing at the Grammys. The music world is way bigger than that. I'm telling you, it's way bigger than that. And you guys gotta understand that. Yeah, this music world is way bigger than y'all think it is. And that's the whole point of this too. It's like to try to expand your perspective. Not while you're chasing your dream, because I don't like to say chasing your dream. Chasing your dream, this is what chasing your dream is to me. Following people, chasing them, trying to be like them. Living your dream is the whole difference. And throughout the course of my years and all the experiences that I've seen and been through, like I've seen a lot of people give up. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of people straight like just give up and turn to the simple, easy life. And I've always despised that. You know what I mean? I never liked that. I was always the guy that wanted to be way different than that. I don't know what God put in me, but like, I should have got like quote unquote from a lot of people. Should have got serious about life a long time ago. 26, 27. Like I was always doing something crazy, innovative and entertaining, and making just myself look ill and motivating people and putting on events that were like landmarks. Because like seriously, like I come from a town that like it's all about work and college and graduating and grades. And I'm telling you, I was like one of the only guys that was about entertainment and what's in your heart, following and living your dream, living proof, I'm telling you. But yeah, you guys gotta explore and expand and expand your perspective when you're finding yourself in this business. Because you could get caught up, you could get manipulated, you can get led down the wrong path. I've seen it because I've had a piece of every one of those categories plus more. I've been in the companies. I've had the companies wanting to sign me. I've had the companies. I've had 3 or 4 labels arguing and fighting over me or the group that I was in. I've had people play me and screw me out of deals. I've had $100,000 deals on the table, and then one man is being greedy and stops the whole thing. I've been through it. But that's the whole point of finding yourself in this music industry. Some people get it right. You guys get it really misconstrued about the young guys who come in at 18, 17 and they're balling and they got billions, and y'all are chasing that exact lifestyle that they're trying to chase, but you don't know the back end of that. The back end of everything is always wilder than what's being portrayed on camera, on Instagram, on YouTube. Those are edits. Those are on Instagram. You can go, do it again. When life happens, it happens right there and that's it. And there's a lot of grimy and there's a lot of crazy stuff that's going on in the back with the music business per se. Like a lot of these artists that were coming in and jumping around and ready to just entertain the world and they're in the back handling crazy stuff. And a lot of them, more than like 80% of them don't even know what's going on. They're just, my money, like, because they're getting screwed or played. Some people got it good because maybe they've had somebody who's navigated them. If you have somebody that's helping you in your best interest, it's gonna be a little better for you because like they understand you and they're trying to win with you. There's some people that's using you to win for them. Went over your heads. Like, pay attention. Finding yourself. This is not a game. Finding yourself is real. Where you come from. What you gonna rap about? You're a rapper? What are you gonna rap about? You wanna rap about money, cars, drugs. But you've never done it. You've never been in a car. You never even had a car. You can't even bring a girl to the, you know what I mean? Find yourself. Because nowadays, like, people take content too serious too. So if you're rapping about some crap and then like you're a hard rapper and then the streets hear about you and then you ain't really that, it's like now you in that. You know what I mean? So how to find yourself. What else? Your identity. A lot of people go through identity crises, whatever, however you say it. They really do. I went through an identity crisis trying to find myself. When I first started doing music, I wanted to sing. I wanted to be like Cisco and Michael Jackson and all them. I started a group called One Love. It consisted of me, my brother, and two other guys. And we used to practice like this little song from the Drew Hill album called Are You a Real Freak? And we got dope at it and we entered a gong show, and then from there, that was my little niche of finding myself. I found out at that night that I was an entertainer and I needed to entertain the world, no matter if it was on a big platform or if it was on a small platform. And throughout the course of my years, like I've been on major tours. I've been on a tour at 112, did a little Def Jam thing. I've been places, performed the Black Eyed Peas, did a lot of stuff. I can name more and more. But one of the tours that stuck out to me the most in my career was when I used to do the school tour, the school shows. And still till today, I see a lot of people doing them and I don't see them utilizing it right. Maybe my first 2 or 3 years doing the school tours, I wasn't utilizing it right because you just pull up, pop up, perform, and then leave and then not understand what you just did. Like you just performed in front of 100,000 kids. Like this could turn into something major. You know what I mean? So with that being said, identity. You need to find out who you are. You need to find out, like if you're a singer, you need to find your voice. Finding your voice is hard too because some people got it natural. They can just sing. I worked with singers that could just sing natural and it's like, oh shit, quick. It's quick, moves quick because they understand the language or they just got it in them. They just need to be guided a little bit. And then there's them other artists who need to be guided. Like they could be a singer that got the voice, but they don't know how to bring it out. That's part of finding yourself too. You can't act like you know how to sing. I know a lot of people that used to sing flat as shit. I used to sing flat as shit and I thought I had it, but I had the feeling, the emotion, but I was flat. And I had one homeboy that used to keep it real with me and be like, yo, you suck, like you flat. And I used to take it to offense sometimes. But throughout the course of the years, I was like, yo, this dude's really like trying to help me. Like, this is crazy, you know what I'm saying? So you just gotta keep going. This part of this whole music push and lifestyle, I'm gonna get into that too. Part of this whole music lifestyle is really like studying it, researching it. Like you gotta be on YouTube, you gotta be working with people, you gotta be watching people, getting inspired, looking at videos. You gotta be doing different stuff because all these things is gonna help you find yourself. And don't be shy to work with people. Like don't be shy. Don't be the guy that knows it all or the girl that knows it all. That's another concept later. Because being the guy or the person that knows it all can mess you up too in this music world. It really can in a lot of ways. Because like, actually, you know what? Let me just save that until that episode comes. We'll save that concept until that episode comes. The guy who knows it all. Remember that. Let's move on. Check my notes real quick. How to differentiate yourself from others. This is a big concept too. Big concept because a lot of people are copycats and they don't even know it subconsciously. They're manipulators subconsciously and they don't even know it. And what I've personally hated about this music industry my whole time is the lack of innovation. Straight up, because like you always hear 100,000 people sounding the same. And to me it's like it's hard to separate which guy is which and who's really the one, because all the copycats are the copycats, but they're copying somebody that actually came up with that swag or that flavor. You understand what I'm saying? Like, really think about that. Like when you got the so 100,000 dudes came up with that at the same time, or they're one. And I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating on it because, bro, I love all types of music, like straight up. But like we talking, so we got to get real. You know what I mean? And we got to get in depth with some of these concepts, and y'all got to think about this stuff as I'm talking. And like I said, like hit me up on my DMs because a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, like giving them the game is bigger than 12 episodes. It's bigger than a podcast. I'm telling you, this wasn't even supposed to be a podcast. I just really podcasted it because I needed a platform to just speak my mind on, man. I'm already educating a lot of artists as it is, and a lot of producers and people that I work with as it is. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to share this love for a lot of other people, and maybe this can open up a lot of different doors for me too, to just help. I just want to educate because I'm telling you, I know a lot, and I just wanted to share it. And because this music industry, it'll take you for a crazy ride if you don't educate yourself. We're going into 2020 now, you know what I mean? We gotta start building ourselves to be entrepreneurs more or as equal as like when you want to be an artist or whatever you want to be. It always has to be a balance between both from now on. And we need to start educating the young youth about this too, because, you know, when you're highly talented, you know, what's really different from you and all the people doing it out there? There's really no difference. The only difference, I mean, there is a difference, but the only difference is they got their business right, or they found themselves, or, you know, they know the right person. So, you know, spend a lot of time educating yourself in this music business, because I don't want y'all to, you don't have to go and have a wild ride, you know what I mean? You should be able to get rich, you know what I mean, and stay rich, you know what I'm saying? But you guys also gotta focus on, you know, trying to find and add value to yourself. Services, like everything you do as far as like, let's say if you're a beat maker or you're a videographer or you're a writer or you got a studio, utilize those things and make money off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like why can't you make money off of your studio? Rent it out, 20 bucks an hour, 30 bucks an hour. Sell some beats, 50 bucks. You know, you don't gotta sit on your ass and complain all day that you ain't making money and that's why you're not motivated to go out there and do your thing. You gotta invest into yourself. You gotta invest time into your craft, but not only into your craft, invest time into yourself on making money, becoming a businessman. You know what I'm saying? Orchestrating the game plan. That's another episode, orchestrating the game plan. Finding the right team. That's another episode. You know what I mean? All these concepts, man, like, they're serious, because like I know a lot of y'all. I got a lot of music friends, and I see a lot of y'all either like sitting on your ass or confused or lost, haven't found yourself yet, still waiting for the opportunity, still waiting for something to happen, still waiting for somebody to make it happen for you, waiting for validation. You can do this on your own and put it together and build it and build people around you, or be the person that can help build, like you can help build somebody else up. You know, a lot of people want to be everything, rapper, producer, business, like, and then you got a star over here that's hungry, and you got the tools or the brain or the knowledge to help them get to their place, but you're too caught up in your own shit. The selfish player does not win in this industry either. You know what I mean? The grimy players win a lot. They do. They get paid. They're bottling. They're bosses. But they lose later. Trust me when I tell you. Study. Research. They lose later. Going into 2020 and on, the industry is going to start changing, because it already has been changing. Things that I was talking about when I was young, like being independent. A lot of people are like, nah, record deal. Like I chased it too. You know what I mean? But I came to a certain point where I was like, let me just do this and shit independent. Because I was seeing the way the industry was. I was making a lot of mistakes personally. I was making a lot of mistakes with people I was rolling with. You know what I mean? I was making dumb decisions. I was trying to party. I was trying to chase the chicks. You know what I mean? Getting caught up in the dumb shit, because like there was nobody really educating me either. There would be people educating me here and there. I would have to get little, you know, information. Like my walk was different. I didn't really have like the guidance, you know what I mean, that a lot of people do, or that a lot of people are finding. And, you know what I mean, I had to do this shit on my own and figure it out. And that was part of the reason why I feel like I'm very knowledgeable, because a lot of people, you know, they come into this game and they piggyback off of somebody else's shit that they got going on, and they don't really gotta go through the wild shit. They just like kind of like say if you're an artist and you got this businessman or this manager or this producer that's already cutting it, getting it, making it crack for you, making the doors, opening the doors for you, you know, creating a lane for you, navigating you. You're not really going through the hard shit. You know what I mean? You might be going through way more shit than you are, and you're not learning nothing. You're just out there entertaining. It's time to be bosses out here. Keep it coming. It's time to be bosses out here, and so forth. You feel me? Like, we gotta start pushing for more. We gotta start pushing for greatness. God wants us to be great. Talking about this next little quick topic kind of bothers me because, like, you know, I gotta feed into like what some people are doing. Like, a lot of people are, you know, mimicking and whatever they see on Instagram and YouTube, they're being that and they're becoming successful at it. You know what I mean? And some of them have long rides off of doing what somebody else did, because that's actually part of finding yourself too. I don't want to endorse it too much because I like innovation a little better, but you know, if that's what you're doing, then go hard at it. Become the guy you like, but you know, add your little spice into it so it makes you a little different. Because that's how music innovates. That's how music gets better. You know what I mean? Because we're always gonna, you know, mimic somebody a little bit, because none of us really first started this shit. Like, we all know who started what in what areas. We all know who takes it to different levels. We all know who, you know what I mean? But you gotta be that guy. You gotta know that you're that person that takes, you know, shit to another level, or your craft to another level, even if you was biting somebody. You know what I mean? Because we all grow up and, you know, get the love for music by seeing somebody do it, you know what I mean? Or somebody, you know, in their family doing it. And that's another thing too. Like, I wanted to talk about this with the culture and where you come from, your territory. Like, if you grow up in a music family, like, you're kind of a little blessed, because like, it's gonna hit you. You know what I mean? It's gonna hit you and you're gonna learn from people around you. When you don't grow up in a music family, like, you gotta really more so explore, you know, get out there, hang with people that do music. There's a lot of ways to, you know, get in depth with the culture, to find yourself. You know what I mean? But really find yourselves, man. Who are you? Who are you in this music business? What are you about? What are you about to do? What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to conquer? How you want to live? Like, what are you trying to do? You trying to create history? You trying to get rich real quick? You just trying to collect a check? You trying to ball out? You want the clout? Like, what do you want? Because anything can work. But I'm just trying to educate y'all, because I want y'all to really make it happen. Because this shit, like, it don't gotta be hard like how it was for me and it is for me. It don't gotta be that hard. It could really be more fun. It could be fun. You can help people out. You could put people on if you just navigate and shift right and find yourself, find your team, find who you are, find who loves you, find who's ready to rock and roll with you. Because you won't be able to do this shit alone either. I'm telling you right now, it's too much to handle. It's way too much to handle. You need at least 1 or 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 more that are around you for you, or you're around for them. That's how to find yourself. This is Giving Them the Game with Nazztravagant. How to find yourself. I need y'all to tune in next week for next week's episode. We're gonna get a little more deeper. Like I said, as we keep going along with this podcast, we're gonna get crazier and crazier with the content, with the concepts, and get a little more in depth with these situations, because I really need to holla at y'all. This is only the first episode. We just warming up. Giving Them the Game, episode 1. Y'all already know who it is. I am Nazztravagant. This industry will take you for a ride. You gotta be ready for everything. You gotta be educated. You gotta be ready to navigate with smarts. Not only book smarts, with street smarts. You gotta be educated. We gotta win. We gotta be entrepreneurs. It's time to really go and get it on a different level out here in this world, in this music world, this music industry, whatever you wanna call it. This is my end of discussion inspiration. I just want y'all to be great. God wants you to be great. Go get it. Go chase the bag. Go get that deal. But be knowledgeable. I'm Nazztravagant.
I'm giving them the game. You gotta watch for the snakes too. They gon' try you, don't let them break you. You got potential, you just need a breakthrough. That's why I'm giving them the game. I know, give it a good. I'm giving them the game. I know, and Nazztravagant's the name. Tune in, I'm giving them the game.